I literally just set up this drone rack on the wall behind me a couple of days ago, and now we're already -1 drone. Just my luck. Hey, what's up everybody? This is Mike. Welcome back to another video, and today's video will be a bit sad because I will be talking about how I lost my drone. It's one of my FPV drones and I lost it in the sea, and it's gone forever. As a hobby, FPV could be quite unforgiving. One small mistake or one little misjudgment can really make all the difference between flying fine and losing your quad. And to me, one small misjudgment ended everything. I lost my drone, and not only my drone, I lost my GoPro Hero 6 Black, which was on top of the drone. I was filming a video and I lost everything. So in today's video, I'll talk about what I think are the mistakes which I did that led me to losing my drone and my GoPro camera. So hopefully you will not repeat the same mistakes. If even one person can learn from this video, that would be mission accomplished for me. And of course, that would be a great lesson for me as well. So let's start from the beginning. I decided to go to Tulenovo, which is a very popular place here in Bulgaria, and it's one of my favorite places to fly as well. We have this great rock formations, and just all these cliffs next to the sea look very impressive. And there's also a little arc where I've crashed my Mavic Air, the original Mavic Air. You probably remember this video. And it's been a goal of mine to fly FPV there, to make some power loops, to go through that arc with the FPV drone. And I was really excited to get some really cool shots with my FPV drone. But I also took my Mavic Air to capture some cinematic drone shots from above. I also took the opportunity to meet one of my online friends. His name is Chris, and he's a buddy of mine. We've been texting a lot on Instagram. He's a really good photographer, especially when it comes to drones, but he's also doing some photo and video work with regular cameras as well. And we decided to meet there and just fly our drones and have some fun together. So first thing I did was I did a test run. This is something which I always do, and I just made a little test run without any GoPro, without anything on the drone. I just wanted to see how the drone will react, what the signal is going to be. And I was flying very carefully. I was trying to not fly straight over water. I was closer to the shore, to the cliffs themselves. And I was just testing my signal. So after a few minutes of flying, I saw that everything is fine. I even went below the arc, just trying out my signal, just seeing if the drone will be able to fly there without any issues, and everything seemed rock solid. Keep in mind, I was using the 50 megabits bitrate from the latest firmware update for the DJI FPV goggles. I was feeling good, the signal was great, I was seeing everything properly on my screen and the goggles. So I was very confident. Right here on my iPad, I have the footage from my goggles, so I will be quickly going through what happened and what went wrong. So this is my first flight with the GoPro, and here I'm just starting out slowly. I'm trying to record some introduction shots close to the cliffs themselves, and then I started going around the rocks, and I wanted to go through the arc pretty much straight away. I was really looking forward to getting that shot, and the signal was fine. At this point, the signal was just perfectly fine. So I was feeling very confident. I didn't do a very good line here, so I was not too happy with how this turned out. But I went back and I did a nice little power loop just so I can have something on the way out of the rocks. So everything at this point was fine, and I just decided to make a little circle here and there just to take a look around, thinking about the next shot that I can do. And at this point, I started flying in the other direction from myself, so flying further away from me. And this is where the problem happened. So as you can see, I'm flying over the water straight away, and I don't know why I decided to go that far, even though it's not really that far if you're used to flying DJI drones, but for FPV it's quite far. And here is where I lose signal. Just passing some rocks, I pass a girl which is standing on the rock edge, and straight after that the drone gets a bit too low, which means that there is no visibility between me and the drone. There are only rocks between the drone and myself, and that pretty much is what makes the drone lose all signal. and it just drops like a rock in the water. I immediately raised the throttle all the way up, trying to regain some altitude and regain the signal back, but I think I wasn't that lucky. I just lost all signal, and I think the drone was not able to even receive that command for raising the altitude. So I think it just went down and went into the water straight away. We went to look for it. We spent a lot of time looking around, and I was hoping that maybe the drone is near the rocks, near the cliffs, but it wasn't. And even though I had this bright pink camera mount, which is a very nice thing to have when you're looking for your drone, this pink color is really easy to stand out. And you can notice it straight away, but unfortunately I didn't see anything pink near the water, near the rocks, or anywhere else. I talked to some people, nobody saw anything, and unfortunately I just couldn't find it. So now I want to talk about the 3 mistakes which I believe were crucial for me losing my drone and my GoPro camera, which I'm still super bummed out about. But yeah, there are 3 main mistakes which I believe led to this situation. The first major mistake, in my opinion, is my placement. I was not placed well enough, so I allowed the drone to get to a place where there wasn't direct visibility between me and the drone. There were only rocks between me and the drone. And of course, even though the drone had crossfire, no crossfire or nothing can save you from having this radio shadow, or I'm not sure how it's called, but radio shadow, I believe is the term. It's pretty much the lack of any direct signal between you and the drone. The signal has to travel through all of these tons of rocks so it can reach the drone itself, and it was my bad for allowing this to happen. I had to be on a place that is directly visible with the drone at all times, and it was my bad for going that far without being able to directly see the drone while piloting it. The next mistake, which I believe, is regarding these antennas right here. And these are the X-Air antennas from TrueRC. And these are great. These are a nice upgrade compared to the default antennas on the DJI FPV goggles. However, these are directional antennas, which means that their signal is pointed forward. So in order to have the best signal possible, you have to always look directly at the drone and its main direction. If you are looking at your left side and the drone is going to your right side, you don't have the best signal possible. Which means that it's possible for me to have lost some signal at least because I was not looking directly at the drone or its general direction. So in the future, I think I will be buying some omnidirectional antennas just because I don't really plan to go that far away, and I don't want to keep thinking about the drone's exact position. I prefer to have my signal spread all around me instead of thinking that I should be looking straight at the drone at all times. And the final mistake, which I think I did, was that even though at the time I didn't think it's going to affect my flight, I think it certainly did, and that was the fact that my friend was flying his Mavic Pro at the time of the crash. Even though he was far away from me, he was not too far away from myself physically. We were both flying our drones. He was flying to the left and I was flying to the right. So our drones were definitely not close to each other at all, but I think the signal is what matters here. And I think maybe some of his signal was interfering with my signal, and especially now that I'm flying in 50 megabits per second, which combines 2 of the FPV channels together and just sticks them together into one channel. I think, I'm not too sure, let me know in the comment section below if you know more about this than me, but I think maybe his signal, his frequencies were just interfering with mine, and maybe that affected the signal strength as well. I'm not too sure, but it could be one of the reasons why the drone just dropped like a rock into the water. I don't know, it was really bad situation, but I'm trying to take the most out of it, to be positive about it and to learn from it. And of course, from now on, I will be very cautious about that. I will install GPS on my quadcopters, and I will try to replicate similar situations so I can see if GPS can save my drones from dropping on the ground. I know GPS can be a real lifesaver when it comes to your drones dropping from the sky, so I will be doing that. It was my bad for not doing it on time. And of course, I realize this is just material shit. It's not important in the long run. It's not something that cannot be replaced. Even though I'm bummed out about losing a drone, I know this is something that happens quite frequently in this FPV hobby, so I was prepared for something like this to happen. So I'm already thinking about my next build, and I'm thinking about some parts which I was excited about. Now I have a nice reason to get them. So yeah, a new build will be coming to the channel soon. Of course, I will have plenty other drones to fly in the meantime, and I have a couple of drones which you might be able to see behind me that are still not reviewed on this channel, but are coming soon as well. And I don't want to sound negative, because those are just material things that I really don't care too much about. I prefer to think about the positives, which are that I made a new friend. My friend Chris is a guy that I met for the very first time, but we had a blast together. We took some really cool shots together, and I want to show you this short cinematic sequence which I made from my Mavic Air 2 shots from that day, and I really hope you like them. So with that being said, stay positive, don't care too much about material things, and just enjoy life. And I hope you enjoyed this little video as well. This is Mike from Drone Supremacy. Take care everyone, and I'll see you very soon. Ciao.